Welcome to this video, which will have a quiz on the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. This will be the first of three videos, and in all the three videos, I'll have a quiz on this topic. Each quiz will have 12 questions. Kindly pardon the voice. I have a sore throat. Okay, I hope that doesn't divert your attention from the topic at hand. Let's start. Question 1. What event marked the beginning of the Arab Israeli conflict? A. Balfour Declaration. B. Sykes-Picot Agreement. C. Six-Day War. D. Camp David Accords. The right answer is A. Balfour Declaration. Now, Balfour Declaration happened in the year 1917, and it laid the groundwork for the conflict by expressing British support. Support of whom? The British for a national home for the Jewish people in Palestine. Now, understandably, this led to a conflict between the Arabs and the Jews in the area. So this marks the beginning of Arab-Israeli conflict, the Balfour Declaration. Now, moving on to question 2. Which Arab-Israeli conflict was a result of the declaration of the State of Israel in 1948? Now, if you're aware of it, like you saw, the Balfour Declaration happened in 1917, and after that, though there was a UN decision on the partition never went through, and then there was a war. Which war? Your 1948 Arab-Israeli War. So this was the result of declaration of State of Israel in 1948. This war was also known as the War of Independence. War of Independence. It occurred shortly after Israel declared its statehood. Now, if you look at the first Intifada, see, this one spoke about 1948, right? So if you know the dates of the other ones, it will be easier for you to handle such questions. The first Intifada happened between 1987 and 1993. The Yom Kippur War, or the Ramadan War, it happened in 1973. And your Oslo Accords is between 1993 and 95. So, your right answer, that leaves you with only this right answer, 1948 Arab-Israeli War, which was otherwise known as the War of Independence. Now, question 3. Which Arab country was the first to recognize Israel? The answer is A. Egypt. Egypt was the first Arab country. Mind you, it's not the first country to legally recognize Israel. The first country to legally, this is a very important term, legally recognize Israel was which country? That is Soviet Union. The other country the first country to de facto, without any legal basis, and recognize Israel as a country, that was USA. But that is not what is being asked over here. De facto recognition by USA, legally first recognized by Soviet Union, and the first Arab country to recognize Israel was Egypt. Now, see, this called into question the loyalty of Egypt to the Arab nations, because of which Egypt was in fact kicked out of the Arab League from period of 1979 to 1989. So this is very, very important. You need to remember this. Now, moving on to the next question. The PLO, or the Palestine Liberation Organization, was founded in 1969 with the aim of A. Promoting peaceful coexistence, B. Establishing a Palestinian state, C. Supporting Israeli expansion, and D. Uniting Arab nations. The right answer here is B. Establishing a Palestinian state. They are founded in, you need to remember this, that they are founded in the year 1969, and they are the ones with which Israel normally conducts negotiations. Obviously, like terrorist organizations such as Hamas, you do not expect a negotiation to happen, right? So any negotiation with respect to Palestine happens with the Palestine Liberation Organization. And they initially had, when they were founded, they initially thought that the state of Israel should not exist, and that the entire area which is under Jewish occupation should also be taken back by the Palestinians, and a Palestinian state only should be established over there. That was their initial aim. This is their initial aim. However, later on, with the first Oslo Accords, they gradually moved on to right now. The current stand is the two-state solution. That is the current stand. However, till the Oslo Accords of 1993-95, they held on to the belief that they should have only, the entire area should be Palestine only. Okay. Now coming to question 5. What was the outcome of the Camp David Accords in 1978? Camp David Accords, very very important, because Israel, the leaders of Israel and Egypt held secret meetings in US. What was the outcome of this? A. Establishment of Palestinian state? No. Peace treaty between Egypt and Israel? C. Resolution of the Golan Heights dispute? D. Ceasefire in the West Bank? The right answer is B. Peace treaty between Egypt and Israel. Like you would know, the Sinai Peninsula, which was captured by Israel post the 6-day war, was then returned to Egypt. That's the only territory that they returned, which they got as a result of the 6-day war. For my ease, I'm writing it like this, okay? They returned. This was returned to whom? To Egypt. And since Egypt spoke so authoritatively, Egypt was kicked out of Arab League for a period of 10 years, like I pointed out before. Now, question number 6. The United Nations Resolution 242, passed in 1967, called for A. the establishment of Israel, B. the withdrawal of Israeli forces from occupied territories, C. the recognition of Palestinian sovereignty, D. a ceasefire between Israel and its neighbors. See, first of all, you need to know this resolution, and second of all, if you don't know this, still you can get a clue about this from this date. What happened in, what significant event occurred in the year 1967? What happened is the 6-day war, where Israel found that the neighboring Arab countries are hostile towards it, and they went to war. And at the end of which, what happened? Israel captured a lot of territory. They got, like we pointed out over here, Sinai Peninsula also they got at that point. They got Golan Heights at that point. They got Gaza Strip as well as the West Bank also at that point. We'll come to which countries they got it from at a later point. Now, what happened after that? After the other countries lost the 6-day war, the UN Resolution 242 was passed. What did they declare? They asked for withdrawal of Israeli forces from occupied territories. So that is your right answer. See, this is not asking for a ceasefire, because this happened after the neighbors lost the war and they approached the United Nations demanding that their territories be returned to them. But obviously the Israelis refused to do that. Now, question 7. The right of return is a key issue in the Arab-Israeli conflict and pertains to the rights of A. Jewish settlers in the West Bank, B. Palestinian refugees to return to their pre-1948 homes, C. Arab citizens of Israel to live in the West Bank, D. Israelis to visit religious sites in Jerusalem. The right answer is B. The right of return is referring to Palestinian refugees' rights to return to their pre-1948 homes. Now, question 8. Which US president played a significant role in brokering the Camp David Accords? Now let's revise our information so far, just a bit. In which year did the Camp David Accords happen? It happened in 1978, and US mediated this meeting between who all? Egypt and Israel. Now, which US president played an important role over here? Now, this is also very important. That is Jimmy Carter. President Jimmy Carter brokered the Camp David Accords between Egypt and Israel. Coming to the next question. The Balfour Declaration of 1917 was a statement of support by which country for a Jewish homeland in Palestine? Now, we've already discussed this before, and we had mentioned that this declaration was made by United Kingdom, the Balfour Declaration of 1917, and this led to the conflict between Arabs and Jews in the area. Now, coming to question 10. The United Nations Relief and Works Agency provides assistance primarily to A. Israeli settlers in the West Bank, B. Palestinian refugees, C. Syrian refugees in Lebanon, D. Egyptian immigrants to Israel. The right answer is B. Palestinian refugees. The United Nations Relief and Works Agency, this provides assistance to Palestinian refugees. This was established when? In the year 1949. Now think about it. Right before 1949, what had happened? We've already discussed the 1948 Palestine War, right? Now, this the United Nations Relief and Work Agency was established in 1949 to extend help to Palestinians who were displaced by the 1948 Palestine War. You need to remember this. Just imagine that this agency was established solely for this purpose. So that is very important. Now, question 11. What is the status of Jerusalem in the Arab-Israeli conflict? A. It is the capital of Israel, recognized by all countries. B. It is divided between Israel and Palestine. C. It is claimed as the capital by both Israel and Palestine. D. It is an independent city-state. See, you have to pay attention here. The part that it is the capital of Israel is right, but it is not recognized by all countries. It is not internationally recognized. People have refused to recognize that. So this is incorrect. It is divided between, no one is willing to divide Jerusalem because it has religious significance for them as well. It is claimed as the capital by both Palestine and Israel. That is true. Why? Because Palestine has also declared that they want East Jerusalem. They want East Jerusalem to be their future capital of the country that they would set up. And Israel is also not willing to give up their claim on Jerusalem as a capital. Now coming to the last question in this session. Question 12. The 1973 Yom Kippur War was initiated by A. Egypt and Syria, B. Israel, C. Jordan, D. Lebanon. Now, just look at the timeline again. 1963 Yom Kippur War. So what have we talked about? We have talked about the 1917 Balfour Declaration. Then we have talked about the 1948 Palestine War. Then we have talked about the 1967 Six Days War, right? Now, imagine that after that we have the 1973 Yom Kippur War, and then we talked about the Camp David Accords of 1978. Okay, so 1973 Yom Kippur War. If this happened here, then what had happened here? What happened before that? The 6-day war. And what happened as a result of the 6-day war? The neighboring countries lost a lot of territory and they wanted to get them back. What land did Syria lose? They lost Golan Heights. And Egypt lost Sinai Peninsula. So they initiated the 1973 Yom Kippur War was initiated by Egypt and Syria to get their land back, and that never happened. Golan Heights is still under Israeli occupation. Now, let us. I'm going to stop here for now. I will then upload the next video in some time, the next set of 12 questions. I hope this was clear enough for you. I hope my explanation was also clear enough for you. If it was not clear, kindly let me know in the comment section. Okay, please give me your feedback in the comment section and subscribe to my channel if you find my content good. Thank you.